Welcome to Roll for Crit. Today we're giving you our review for the digital app of Pandemic, which is available on Android and iOS platforms. We played the mobile Android version of the game. It goes for $6.99. If you're not familiar with Pandemic, it's a cooperative game in which you are trying to rid the world of disease with cubes and cards and other such things. If you don't know about it, look at that first. We're just going to be talking about the digital version of the game.
Yes, we actually do have a regular playback of the original board game as well as a how to play, so you can watch those
if you don't know. So we're very familiar with this game.
Oh, yes.
So we just jumped right into the digital one. It is interesting because I think it's the first, for me at least, the first cooperative board game adaptation I've played to a digital version. So, it's kind of funny because it has a pass and play mode, which is really just the solo mode, but you pass it between people. And I wasn't sure. Have you ever tried the solo Pandemic mode?
I have not.
Because I guess you just control multiple people.
That's what I
So
assume.
it really is like playing one game of Pandemic with 4 people. You're just taking up every single role at the table.
Right.
How did the rules are the same, but did you find anything with the interface and that kind of thing? How did it work for you?
I mean, if you like Pandemic, you'll probably like this. The one thing that it's nice because there is a back because this is cooperative.
There's an undo button.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a very nice touch.
Though it's only within your own turns because I know I accidentally misread something. I remember I went to a town. This is the very beginning, so I just started all over because I'm like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed because we're like, we need to go this town to trade a card.
Uh-huh.
But I went one over. I'm like, that takes me down like 5 turns. I'm like, no, that's just like in a board game you can easily be like, no, I meant this city. But it's still the fact that you can go back on your turn usually fixes most things. So you can be like, how many actions? Oh, that's too many actions. Go back.
Right. And I know, I think it was Ticket to Ride that did not have an undo button in its app, and we were both greatly annoyed by that because there were lots of times when I would click the wrong route by accident, and I was like, I can't change it. So I was really happy that was in there. And being, you're also able to look at all of your companions and see what cards they have at all times, which is a nice touch. And your events are always there on the side for you since they can be played out of turn. So they're more like a universal thing instead of like feeling like you're managing them in different hands. I did for me, I found it a little more challenging just because I don't know if it was as much, some of it was the app, but some of it was just because it was a solo thing. Harder to keep track of all the cards and what was there because I'm only one person as opposed to 4.
Well, I do admit there's probably something better with talking to group, but for me the challenge didn't come from that. I think it was more of a chance thing. But I played 3 games of it.
Okay.
Yeah, in like one sitting, straight through. And every single one, the epidemic happened on the second person's turn.
That's pretty bad.
And then another one happened back to back. I pretty much had like the worst luck you could get. And also, except for one game, the other 2, you start with 3 cubes in 3 different cities, and we're always in the same city. I mean, the same color. So I lost every game because of outbreaks.
I did lose my game because of outbreaks, but I didn't have that bad of a start. I was just bad at the game, I think. But in general, yeah, I found it was. I'm just not. I think I would have to play it more to get the handle on that.
Yeah, like I said, I will say a funny thing though. Because on our board game experience, we do better. But when we do get hit by the game, it's always the yellow cubes. That was the one disease that never hurt me this game.
So I don't know.
It's like I feel like the app's like an unknown world to me. I'm like, why is yellow behaving? What's going on?
Well, how about those sound effects and background music? They're pretty intense.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh boy.
When there's an outbreak, it's like boom. And you see the things go out. It was pretty good.
I did learn this because I didn't know this, at least in my head I didn't. Because I actually had a city with 4 cubes on it.
Wait.
Because apparently outbreaks only happen if it's 3 of the same.
Oh, of the same color.
I didn't know that.
You probably did. It's just been so long since that's happened that we don't remember.
But so I saw 4 cubes. I'm like, hey, I did an outbreak.
And that's what I really like about board game apps is that and there's an option in this one to only show you the actions that are relevant. So if you don't have a card like to fly to a certain city or something, it's not going to show you that. So it does really cut down.
Or if there's no cubes there, you're not going to be able to cure. So why show the button?
So why should you be able to see it? So it really streamlines a lot of that aspect of it, and being able to
Here's what I'm curious about. In the beginning, do you just go random all the way?
Oh, you mean I did do? You mean for the rolls? I did, and then afterwards, I kind of did it without thinking, and I realized that was a big mistake on my part because some of the rolls that I really rely on weren't in there.
No,
and I
my
was very upset.
first one was that I'm just like, oh, because I didn't know. I just clicked through without thinking about seeing the random part. I'm like, wait, where's this? Oh, God. All right, I'll go with this.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost.
Yeah.
But like then I made, because for me, I always want to play with especially if it's standard or above. Like I could do that with the lowest one, but researcher and the scientist, because I really like.
Yes, agreed. I think mine, the researcher or scientist is the one who only needs 4, right?
Yeah.
That's the one I didn't have. That is my favorite role.
Oh, researcher's mine. Like I could do without the scientist.
Yeah.
But
together though, they're unstoppable.
The ability to give cards to me as the researcher is so important.
Now we didn't do the pass and play mode. We only did solo, but I kind of feel like personally that would be a lot harder because 2 people can't look at the screen at the same time unless you've got like a tablet or something. I suppose you could, but on a phone. So I would really have trouble. You wouldn't be able to have as much discussion, and I think that's a key part of Pandemic. So I definitely would recommend this more as a solo play and
For the
maybe 2
mobile.
players. For the mobile version, yes, not the board game, obviously.
No, I mean like maybe the iPad.
Yeah, if you have a big Android device or an iPad, then I could see it working. But even still, your hands aren't all displayed at the same time, so
No, you
can, but it's not like quite as.
I thought wouldn't be too hard, especially if you're coordinating with one person. You just show their hand.
That's true, yeah.
But
you could
I
make it work.
definitely agree with on the for the small screen, and that's why I like you doing on that, because the tablet is so big. I mean, it usually doesn't have much problem. So we're pretty much testing on the smallest.
Right. And then there's also, this has 2 expansions for offer, which are only $1.99 each, which is a pretty good price, I think.
I think they're both from the On the Brink expansion.
Yeah, you may be right. I'm not sure. I thought maybe one was different. And then there's also achievements, which is always fun to have in these kinds of games for your first disease cured.
Well, definitely for cooperative too, because then you could be like, okay, we're all gonna work for this achievement or something.
Yeah. So overall, I feel like it is a solid app. It doesn't have a lot of really bells and whistles. It's pretty much what you'd expect from Pandemic. The really only bells and whistles are the achievements. It does have a tutorial stuff, which is nice, which makes it easy to learn. And the animations are pretty good. The layout, like, it's solid. It doesn't have any like crazy. There's no online play or anything really cool like that. But for $6.99, if you love Pandemic and you want something to kill time on the go, I think it's worth recommending.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall it's a fine app. I mean, I prefer the physical version over, because there's something about getting actually everyone around the table.
Certainly for a cooperative experience, yeah, you want that.
But yeah, I definitely think for a solo play, and maybe even testing yourself by making sure you're not allowed to use, like, I will always want to use the researcher. I don't care if that's easier.
Yeah. Try the different combinations out, stuff like that. As we said, you can find it, Google it, or Apple it. It's $6.99. If you've played it and you want to let us know how you feel about it, you can leave a comment right here. That'd be great. Or subscribe for more videos. Then there's also our website, rollforcrit.com.
Where we sell the actual board game Pandemic, many of expansions, including the Legacy version.
That's right. All that stuff.
That's what we need from an app.
A Legacy app. That'll be really tough to do. Otherwise, look for more reviews there. Until next time, I'm Jonathan Estes.
And I'm Mo Keeler, and this has been a Roll for Crit digital review.